Like I tell people all the time, you want to get into real estate, find a good deal, sell it to the Wild West boys and make a spread in between.
Yeah.
That's what I did to where I stacked money, but then don't just keep selling it to the Wild West boys. One day, hey, y'all come up down here to the office. Hey, Derek, talk to me about this $2 million you raised and how I do that. Hey, Chris, talk to me about how I fix this property up. Jeff, who are the contractors I need to know in town? Okay, now I got another strategy.
Yeah.
So that same marketing to get that deal used to make me $10,000 or $15,000 on the wholesale. Then it could make me 80 on the flip.
Yeah.
So that's what drives that number up. Yo, what's up with everybody? It's your boy, Abram Mitchell, and you're now tuned in to the Triple M Show, where you unlock the secrets of a money-making mindset. And y'all know, bro, we gonna get better with this every single weekend. Today, I don't have just one guest with me. I don't have just two with me. I got three. I got the Wild West boys in the building, man. What's up? How y'all feeling?
What's up, man? Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I'm fired up to be here. This is a sweet office, dude.
Man, bro, appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all, bro. We've been trying to make this happen since we met,
Yeah.
over at the event. I'm happy we finally making it happen, though.
Absolutely. Yeah, for
so,
sure.
I got my guy Derek in here. I want to make sure that y'all know these dudes' names because they killing it in the city. So Derek in here, Jeff, and
Chris.
Derek, Jeff, and Chris.
Yep.
Listen, I'm not the best with names. I call y'all the Wild West boys because they done came to the East Coast. And like, if you come to the East saying you the Wild West boys, you go attract attention immediately. So they came here talking about they the Wild West boys and they flipping properties like crazy out here in the Nashville market, originally from Oregon, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yep. So we won't get straight into it, bro. We here, the people here to learn. People here to learn how to make some money, and I know y'all could give them some game, So let's just get right to it. Y'all are all from Oregon, and y'all ended up in Nashville. Where did that start? Y'all just wake up one day and say, let's go flip properties in Nashville and say we're the Wild West boys.
No, so it all it started kind of odd, right? So Derek and I were in the Army, and I was up at Fort Campbell, so I was like familiar with Nashville a little bit. And one day, like probably 6 months before we got out, I was like just thinking about what I want to do, and I started thinking about real estate. Called Derek and he was like, I want to do the same thing. He was already thinking it. So it was like, cool. Didn't plan that. But Derek and I have grown up since kindergarten together.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. And then
that's fire.
Chris, we met him in high school. He was like our, do you know what Young Life is? It's like a Christian group. And he was basically our mentor in high school.
Okay. So y'all was like his little, like the mentees.
Yeah.
They call them like Lils and stuff in college and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you was basically teaching them. You said it was Young Christian Life?
It was, it was it's a Christian organization.
Okay.
And the idea is to, like, you mentor them. You basically, it's like young high school guys, and your job is basically, really, honestly, it's to listen to them and then just try and help them figure out life.
Like steer them the right way. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's fine. How you got into doing that?
Dude, believe it or not, I did a bunch of like kids camps, like for little like elementary school.
Okay.
And then got into like youth groups and different sort of like pastor type mentoring roles.
Okay.
And then other people just knew that I did that. So they called me up. They're like, hey, we need another leader for this camp. Can you jump on a bus and go do this? And I was like, yeah, sign me up.
No, that's fire, bro, because I know those leadership skills show up in business. A lot of people always talk about don't mix personal and business, but I'm always saying, no, don't mix it if you just messed up and don't know how to. But at the end of the day, if you bad in your personal life, it's probably going to show up in your business life. You know what I mean?
100%.
So like, you got to figure out how to make your personal life coincide with your business life because they should grow each other,
Yeah.
So you was mentoring them. You called him. You was in Clarksville, Fort Campbell.
Yeah.
And you was getting out the Army.
Yeah. I was in Washington State.
Okay, Washington State. You called him up and said, hey, let's get in this real estate thing. Where did Chris come in at?
So we both got out in August of 21 and we were like, all right, we're doing this real estate thing. I had no idea what to do at all.
Y'all got it right after COVID.
And we had no idea what like real estate was. I mean, I knew like agents sold houses and helped people buy houses. That's it.
Okay.
So we wanted to get into flipping, but we're like construction. That's all we need to know.
Okay.
But we knew Chris was a contractor in Oregon. That's where he had started doing that sort of thing. So we call Chris and we're like, how can we learn from you and like pick your brain on how to flip houses? Because to our knowledge, it's like we need to go in there and swing a hammer and flip a house. Because that's what
You thinking you
Save
actually
money.
got to go
Yeah.
do it. So you thinking of teach me how to
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
Exactly.
frame. Like, nah, Chris, like, hold on.
No, I was the same thing.
No, yeah.
Oh, so
That-
you was thinking that? Oh, because you
That
were
was
contracted. It makes
that
sense.
was the only thing I knew to do. And then I'd reached out to another friend who was an agent and him as well, not to a fault at all, but he's like, hey, Chris, you can offer sweat equity.
Okay.
And that was the only thing my brain said I could offer was, well, I can flip a house myself.
So basically, exchange your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what
Exactly.
sweat equity basically
Exactly
is.
that.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
And then Derek, you can go into like kind of that first interaction with Chris and how that went off because that was like you and him type thing.
Yeah, so we knew that, like Jeff knew that Nashville was kind of like the hot market just from studying for like the last 6 months of being in the Army. So we knew we wanted to move to Nashville. But with kind of like us kind of teaming up with Chris, we're like, you know, where does Chris, you know, does he want to move to Nashville with us? So it's actually a pretty funny story because Chris and I were working on the house. Like we did everything from start to finish, me and him.
There's a couple houses that we did in Oregon too.
yeah.
That's what he's referencing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just about
Yeah.
to ask.
Yeah.
Obviously, y'all did some houses in
All
Oregon.
in Oregon, yeah. And
Washington right there close to Oregon.
yeah,
right?
Washington's just the next state up.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, Chris, like, how does Nashville? So, like, if we're going to team up, do you want to move to Nashville with us? He's like, I don't know, man. Like, I got to think about this. So literally the next morning, I walk into the house and Chris opens the door. He goes, dude, I'm pretty excited about Nashville. And I was like,
What you saw Broadway and stuff?
and I was like, dude, is that all it took? He goes, I guess so.
He was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's decisive.
I
you
was-
saw that
yeah,
money.
and so
that's what it probably
I'd been
was.
thinking about, I wanted to move out of Oregon for
Okay.
a couple of years. And so for me, it was a desire and then an opportunity came up. And I'm like, this is easy.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go ahead and hop on
It's
it. I
easy.
mean,
I
do
mean-
any of y'all have family, kids, anything at the time?
We're not, yeah.
No.
No.
All right,
I mean,
so it
just
makes
like-
it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Left our mom and dads and said,
Gotta go make some money. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Oregon was kind of taking it the wrong turn too, so I think
Okay.
that helped Chris to, because I think Jeff and I were going no matter what, and Chris saw that downturn of Portland, and he's like, "Dude, I got to get out of here too."
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And the market
I mean,
was at
for
like a
me.
peak
Yeah.
at that time because Oregon was one of the first to tank. So like the Oregon market, we were doing mobile homes, so it was a totally different game. But if we were going to get into the, like we were talking to agents and like doing some like analysis, like if we were going to get into the into the flipping game there at that time, it would have been like the worst time to do it. We were
Yeah.
in the peak. So we were like, let's move to Nashville. It's blowing up, but it's got so much more to go. It's got a ton of trajectory.
Yeah.
Oregon's about to flatten out and then dip.
And that's how I feel about like a lot of the West, you know, the West side, you know what I'm saying? Because it ran up quicker than the, you know, southern, the southeast states that
Yeah.
when you seeing the Nashvilles, the Austins, the Atlantas, Miami, Orlando's, you seeing it going crazy because we got these favorable tax laws. Companies are, you know, as a result, setting up shop over in the southeastern region. And as a result, everybody moving here. You know, the job market is good. And who don't like being in the South, you know? Who
Oh,
don't?
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So-
Yeah.
moving out of the South and people seeing Wild West, they're like, pretty ironic. You guys are a bunch of idiots.
Yeah,
It's the
exactly.
same thing
I
you were
remember
saying.
y'all
Yeah,
told me
same
that.
thing you were saying.
Yeah,
I was like, hey, you got to know the backstory first.
I was
Yeah.
thinking hard on that because, like, you know, I didn't want to say nothing at first, and I'm like, because I know I'm not the best
thought the same thing? You're
GPS
like-
guy, and I'm like, am I in the West? Never heard the West growing. Like, I heard manifest. What it was in school, we used to learn manifest destiny.
Yeah. Everybody moving from Tennessee to the West.
Yeah, that's way out there.
Yeah.
So, but it attracts attention. I think it's smart. You know what I'm saying? I think it's smart. So, all right, y'all was doing some deals out in Oregon. So basically, y'all was relying on agents to basically funnel all y'all's deals in Oregon.
I mean, Chris can kind of talk about
Yeah,
that,
Chris
but-
was kind of the main source
Yeah.
for our first two Oregon deals that we did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those two houses were, I mean, I don't know, I'd call it, I don't know, luck. So
What's
the-
luck though when preparation meet opportunity?
Yeah, no,
So-
I totally agree.
Mhm.
So the first one was, it was an agent, it was a
All right.
friend, and he had, it was a mobile home.
All right.
And he said, hey, they were like middle-aged couple. They're in a mobile home. They want to move out of the mobile home and they want to sell their mobile home. and use all that money to go buy a cool new house. Her mobile home was worth $20,000. It wasn't worth anything.
Yeah,
and they bought it. They bought it for 20, and then they were thinking they had tons of equity somehow. And
was the dirt worth anything?
no, you didn't even own the dirt under it.
I was a triple
Just-
net.
Yeah, just the trailer.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the idea was we have a worn out product, this trailer. Chris can come in, remodel the whole thing. And what's crazy, like it was worth 20. The ARV on it was more like 120. So you could actually make it worth that.
The mobile home was worth 120.
Yeah.
But mind you, this park as well, it's so in Oregon, the mobile home parks are kind of like retirement communities, so a lot like Florida. So it's a 55 and up area, and it's all gated, like landscaped really nicely. So like they're actually nice
Oh,
homes.
this is nice mobile home.
Yeah,
Nice.
it
It's
is.
like the gated mobile.
They're-
home.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they paying decent.
They're like
rent.
$1,000 a
Yeah.
month just for the space rent.
Okay.
And then they own their house on top of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dirt,
That's a-
essentially.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the idea was sweat equity.
Yeah.
Chris go in there, remodel it, and then essentially like doing is almost like a
You
JV.
talking in third person right
with
now,
them.
right? When you saying Chris. You
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about-
yeah, yeah.
All right, cool. I was just trying to make sure there wasn't another Chris somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
All right, cool. No, you good on that. I just wanted to make sure.
I was like, am I confused right now?
Another
Yeah.
Chris. All
Okay,
right,
who's
cool.
this guy? Yeah, I mean it was like a blend novation / JV because
Okay.
it was we'll do all the work. There will be no carrying costs.
Okay.
Like the owner's going to pay for everything as far as carrying costs, but we're going to pay for all the renovation, everything, and then sweat equity, and then we'll sell it, and then we'll split everything from there.
So y'all didn't. You said something. You said something I want everybody to pick up on. You said it was like a JV novation deal, which probably like 90% of people still don't know what that is, and y'all didn't know what that was.
We had
at
no
the time.
idea what
we
that
had no
was.
idea what
Yeah.
that was.
We didn't even know what like real estate, like flipping. We didn't know what wholesaling was at the time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we were like trying to figure out how to make a deal work.
And that's what like I feel like people get scared of big words when it's like novation is just somebody putting a name on it, but like y'all just worked out the best deal that worked for both sides at the time. You know what I mean? Like,
Correct.
hey, we don't really want Carrie to do the carrying costs, but hey, we could fix this thing up. You already own the property, is worth a lot more. Let me help you get there, and then let's make money together.
Exactly.
know?
It basically came down to we can't buy the house because we don't have the money. So how do we structure it?
Yeah.
Because we don't know
And
lenders,
we
we
don't
don't
know any
know
lenders.
hard
We-
money, private money. We're not going to go get a loan on a mobile home.
On
Exactly.
on a $40,000 mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what we do have is credit cards. So if we're putting in the work, we can take our credit cards, take them to Home Depot, buy the materials, and then we do all the work.
Yep, exactly.
So-
I mean,
Yeah.
so put it on the credit cards, like it's a risk, but at the end of the day, if you real estate is a calculated risk. Like you said, this thing is worth 120. This thing is in one of the best parts of Oregon.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all end up selling it for 120, but what happened on the other side of that?
I think
Did
we
y'all-
closed it like 117 or 113 or something.
Which one?
The first one,
First one was
Yeah.
like 110, and then the second one was
140.
140. And both those mobile homes are best profit yet.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like I
Besides
was
this
just
condo
about
we
to
just
say,
closed, but yeah.
bro, I would have just said like, bro. Let me would have did that with a
Yeah.
mobile home. I would have said this the game that nobody like.
No, literally,
When
yeah.
I hear mobile home, when anyone hears mobile home, they like,
Yeah.
I'm not worry about that,
Yeah.
So
No,
there's
absolutely.
probably some people in Oregon like making millions just doing these cheap mobile homes and probably getting the person that owns it to partner with them on that deal. So at that point, when y'all cash that check, which y'all just all looked at each other like, we're going to Nashville, right?
Well, the first one, I mean,
the-
you guys, the first one I wasn't really involved in. It was just
Okay.
Chris and Derek, and I was like doing other work to try and like stay alive still.
Okay.
Because that was more of like Chris's thing that
Okay.
Derek just hopped on to like learn, as
Cool.
well as like, hey, the faster they get that done, the faster we can start doing our thing.
All right, cool.
Uh,
Were you in Clarksville at the time?
No, we were all in Oregon still.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So boom, you and Derek closed that deal. Y'all went and did another one. When did y'all like make that? Like when did the wild? This is what everybody want to know. When did the Wild West Boys get formed? Like
Yeah.
when did that turn
Yeah.
into the thing?
That's actually kind of a cool story. I mean, that was like mid first mobile home. That was like when you
That's
guys
what I
were
was
still
thinking.
working on that. But
Because these two, Derek and Jeff, started their JD real estate.
yeah.
yeah, we had JD real
Oh,
estate.
Jeff and Derek.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. I'm
Yeah.
thinking y'all a lawyer, so like JD.
That's true.
No, we started that, and I mean, that just dissolved because it turned into, we brought Chris on. We can't have JD Real Estate with Chris.
JD,
I mean, it doesn't work.
JDC.
Yeah. So I remember specifically, we were talking about this, like, I think last week, but it was funny. Like, we all came over to our house at the time and we were like cooking up dinner, just strategizing because we were like kind of planning just big picture, small picture stuff for the business. We didn't have a name or anything, but we're like, all right, we got to come up with a name. And, we were all talking about it for a couple hours, and then Derek says something about Wild West.
I think I said Wild West Homes or something.
And I was sitting there and I was like, dude, I hate that. I hate the Wild West name. And I was like, I hate it. Like,
That was crazy.
Yeah.
So you was like, nah, I ain't rocking with the Wild West.
Yeah. And then I was like, couple nights, or I slept on it, and I was like, this actually sounds really great.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of went, because Chris and Derek loved it. And I was just over here like,
Chris
no, I hate
from
it.
the beginning. You like,
Yeah.
I love this.
Like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
So you slept on, go ahead. No, you good.
I was saying it's a cool name. I mean,
Yeah.
like moving down here, everyone knows us because of our name.
Bro, nah, y'all making some noise out here.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
bro, like I'm hearing Wild West boys every time I get on Instagram. Y'all done hit my algorithm. I'm seeing, y'all logo right there. You be hopping on the live sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like it. It's,
I love the name now. I do
Yeah.
have to say
Yeah.
that. At the time, I was crazy, but now I see it. So
okay, cool. So y'all formed the Wild West group. Y'all formed the Wild West boys. Y'all are in Nashville.
Yep.
Derek and Chris, y'all done worked on some mobile homes and y'all seen, a taste of, the money you can make in real estate. So what's next? Like, what did y'all focus on? Did y'all hire a mentor? Did y'all look for more agents to find deals? What was the next thing for y'all?
we really just, the second mobile home, stepping back just a little bit, was kind of similar to the first one, except the three of us did work on that. That was like Wild West's first purchase as the business. And that was another one where we stepped in and did all the work ourselves.
Cool.
But that one was another like novation that we had no idea because it came to it, and we actually had an agent say, hey, they want to sell it for this much. And it was like 40 grand or something. And we're like, that's not going to work. So we just drafted up this quick contract, didn't go to an attorney, just drafted up this contract and sent it to the agent. She sent it to the seller. And basically it just said, hey, we're going to put in this much work. You're going to pay for all the carrying costs yourself. And at the end of the sale, you're going to pay back the rehab to Wild West. And then we're going to split the profits. So
it's innovation.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, y'all doing it like just
Had no idea. We just like you said
problem
earlier.
solvers though.
Yeah.
That's what that means. Like I always talk to, like when I work with people, sometimes people just for some reason don't give themselves any credit. They don't have any confidence. And it's kind of like sometimes with me with politics, sometimes like I'll listen to them up there and I'm like, bro. Like sometimes I'll be like, I don't get into politics just because I don't be understanding what they talking about sometimes until I start figuring out, oh, you talking about simple stuff. You just using words that I don't understand.
Big fancy words.
Exactly, you know, but at the end of the day, if you're a problem solver, if you're a hustler, if you're a go-getter, I'm going to figure something out and I'm going to make it work. Yeah. And you probably was able to show them, hey, you're going to make more than selling it to me at $40K doing it this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we put under 40,000 into the renovation. So we sold it and there was a flat fee listing for the agent. So it was like $4,000 or something. So we were all in like 42,000 and we sold it for about 140.
So the seller made 50, more money.
The seller made way more. Yeah, the seller made probably 10K more than if they were to sell it to us.
We walked away with like 51. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Nah, exactly. And that's, I mean, at the end of the day, deal sourcing is very, very important, but deal structuring is probably just as important because somebody that didn't have those problem-solving skills probably would have said, I can't pay $40K, let's walk away. Wild West Boys, somebody probably did do that. Wild West Boys said, I can't pay $40K, but let's do it like this, and you're going to make more money on the back end. This person just motivated to sell their property. They just want to get it off, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I like... Bro, that's fire, bro. Y'all was doing some like top level stuff on y'all first few deals. So
without knowing it.
Exactly. You know, that I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes it is scary to make some money, and sometimes you don't know. But
we walked into that house, that second house, after we bought it, right? And we just looked at each other and we're like, what the hell did we just do?
Like this is ours. We have to fix
this is
it.
ours.
Yeah.
Like what's next? And we're like, guess we start ripping up the
get to
carpet.
work.
It
Get
was.
to work, you know. So y'all got to Nashville now.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, and then we got here with the understanding we knew it, and this is kind of a downfall for us, right? We knew that we got to stop doing the work ourselves. We got to start hiring out and delegating.
Yeah.
But we bought our first flip from New Western actually, coming here. Learned a couple lessons there, but you know,
you learn.
Live and learn.
You
dude.
learn.
Live and
You
learn.
learn.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
learn. You know.
Yeah.
So
and
shout out to New Western. Though.
Yeah.
Shout out to New Western.
I love that reaction. Like,
Shout out to New Western. Shout out to New Western.
but no, we bought that, and then we again started doing the work ourselves on it. Now it was a stick built house; it wasn't a mobile home or anything, so it was a little bit of a different ball game. But up in North Nashville, it was a good deal though from New Western.
Yeah.
I've heard some things, but we didn't get that bad of a deal from them.
Okay. Cool.
And then about halfway through, we kind of like came to a realization. We're like, dude, we got to stop doing this. Like, we got to stop working on like doing this all ourselves. And that's when we started like hiring people out and like learning, failing with like hiring contractors and learning and getting better and redoing.
Where did y'all go to find y'all's contractors?
Facebook, I think.
Facebook.
Yeah. Just, and lost a lot of money on Facebook too.
yeah, honestly too.
Hiring
Like,
the wrong contractors.
happens, bro.
yeah, I remember like
happens.
driving around town. You see like a work van, and you're like, let's go. Literally, like, let's go get their number right now.
Yeah.
And,
Because
hey, dude.
Yeah. I
Can
mean,
you
Oregon, Chris had a whole like Rolodex full of subs essentially.
Yeah.
But
we
it's
come,
different when you
we come here, we don't know a single person. So we're looking at Home Depot, looking on Facebook. We're looking everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's when
Home
I mean
Depot,
we got burned by a lot of subs because we didn't know anyone.
Yeah, I didn't realize what I had in Oregon. I mean, essentially having a Rolodex of really good contractors, subcontractors.
Yeah.
I think is like a parallel to having a Rolodex of really good employees.
Yeah.
Which is not free. Like, you have to work to get them. And so we came here, and all of a sudden, like, we're hiring people like an employee, and then they perform in all these different ways you're not expecting. You're like, well, now what do I do? Like, I have to pay you.
Yeah.
But the result is not what I want.
Yeah. Wasted time and money. And I think, I mean, that's something that you always kind of go through as a business owner, but you get better at vetting people. You know what I mean? Because we all been through it. I done been burned by contractors. I done gave them my credit card and let them do this. I done paid them up front, you know, and had to bring somebody else in to finish the job. When you're going through it, it's stressful. But at the end of the day, like, when you look at why you're at where you're at today, you probably think about those things like, oh, well, I went through this. Oh, I know what not to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So was your license reciprocal with Tennessee? Nah,
No.
It's not. Yeah, Tennessee only South, we different. It's like I ain't even from Tennessee, but South as a whole be like, hey.
Oh, I was excited when I looked. And I was like, going through the list, and then Oregon is like not reciprocal. And I was like, dang it.
Yeah, it happens, bro. It happens. So y'all went through some bad contractors, and then y'all started learning, you know, who not to use. What about deal sourcing? Were y'all still like relying on New Western or?
We did, not with New Western, but just wholesalers. And then we started we joined Ryan Pineda's mastermind.
Okay.
That was one of the first kind of mentorship things we paid for. And it was a hefty thing we paid for, but it was well worth it, 100%. And I would say going from that, like coming back from that event and then getting in like the Zoom calls and all that learning, that's where we started our outbound marketing. So we started like text campaigns. Text campaigns was what we really did heavily in the on the front of all that.
I got something for y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we started. And now
SMS ain't dead.
You don't think so?
I got something for y'all.
All right.
After this show, we'll talk about it. That's what you get when you come holler at your boy. That's what you get when you come holler at your boy in the office, bro. You never know what info you might come across. But I bet y'all was on those Zoom calls like,
oh, dude,
I can't believe we managed to make money doing it this way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so
yeah.
Y'all looking at all these realizations, you know, because I'm a big advocate of hiring a coach. Like, don't just hire anybody, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, give it to me step by step. Tell me what not to do. Like, if I could cut out some of the stress, cut out some of the L's, cut out some of the losses, and get where I'm trying to go quicker, faster, more efficient, let's do it, you know? So I think that's great that y'all probably basically took most of y'all's profits and said, let's go, you know, learn how to be better in this game. Yeah. So what exactly, like, y'all started SMS, y'all deal flow like instantly went up, huh?
Yeah, it was a learning curve for sure, because we didn't have any sales experience whatsoever. So we're like, all right, we got the SMS going out, but now we've got a closing problem. We have to figure out how to close people. So then it's like, and I mean, we're still working. I'm working this one deal specifically from a text campaign, and that was like a year and a half ago. So it's like those deals are still going to be fruitful, and they're just sitting in our CRM, and they're still going to be deals that come out of that.
Best ones though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, you should always be marketing in this game because your ROI literally goes up the longer you're doing it. Like, the more time that lead is sitting in your system, you might have spent $5,000 on that campaign a year and a half ago. It probably already did deals from it, and then this deal a year and a half coming, and that's directly from a marketing dollar you spent a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. You know what I mean? So
100%.
marketing is a very, like, you got to always, like, the number one, I think, problem of a real estate investor is deal flow. Would y'all agree? Like, if you don't have
100%.
opportunities to make money, how do you make money?
Yeah, that's our biggest
100%.
problem. I mean, we've got like Derek's been fantastic at raising private capital. He's raised over $2 million, like $2.5 million in private capital, but we have a deal problem right now.
It's
You know what I mean? Like,
team effort, dude. Don't let him say
no,
that.
but I mean, like, if we had all these deals coming in that were just like solid, I mean, we'd be 20 deals a month at this point. You know what I mean? So it's really just, deal flow is one of the most important things to like hone in on and really master.
Yes, you got to have the opportunities. What were you about to say?
No, yeah, I love what he's saying, and I had a moment where I was my Tennessee Home Solutions.
Yeah,
shout out to those guys.
Yeah, I'd have bought a few deals from them.
Yeah,
I bought some land, some dirt from them.
Okay,
I love those guys. So I was sitting down with Trey one day, and he's like, "Hey," so he's showing me different flips they'll do. He's like, "Hey, here's kind of the ROI that we usually land in overall." And then he's like, "Look at this number over here." He's like, "The ROI is like, how big is it?" You know, and I'm like, "Well, it's massive." Like, what does this ROI stand for? He's like, "That's our marketing." And it made me realize, like, you go for a property to give you a high ROI, but if you get really good marketing, in a sense, like, measure that ROI.
Yes.
Because that's where it's at, meaning, like, put money into that.
Yes. No, I completely agree because, all right, deal sourcing, very, very important. You get into the game. The way I got in is flipping paper. Like, I tell people all the time, you want to get into real estate, find a good deal, sell it to the Wild West boys, and make a spread in between.
Yeah.
That's what I did to where I stacked money, but then don't just keep selling it to the Wild West boys. One day, hey, y'all come up down here to the office. Hey, Derek, talk to me about this $2 million you raised and how I do that. Hey, Chris, talk to me about how I fix this property up. Jeff, who are the contractors I need to know in town? Okay, now I got another strategy.
Yeah.
So that same marketing to get that deal used to make me $10,000 or $15,000 on the wholesale. Then it could make me $80 on the flip.
Yeah.
So that's what drives that number up is that, hey, I could get this deal in, essentially control the contract. I might wholesale the ones that I don't want. I might take down and flip the ones that I really like. I might keep the ones and put them in my portfolio that I really, really like. And then if you learn, creative finance, that's something we, trying to add to our toolbox right now. Or development, I mean, the sky's the limit, but it all starts with that marketing, that lead generation, and controlling that contract.
Yeah.
So
that's what everybody talks about. Like, if you can get a good deal, somebody will buy it. 100%. Like, if you don't know how to flip it or do whatever, if you find a good deal, somebody's gonna buy
the money
it.
Coming.
100%.
So much money out here right now.
You
like,
post a bad deal on Facebook, and people are still gonna start asking questions. You post a good deal, that thing's gonna be gone.
Yeah. My tendency, I don't even try to buy their deals no more.
Yeah.
Dude, we've tried to buy like 5 deals. We've yet to buy one from them.
Yeah.
But it's like
just because
40
it's so
people at this
competitive.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like, they sending out very, very good deals.
They are. Yeah.
Right now, honestly, like, I've only been wholesaling and novating. Like, I sold my last few flips last week and the week before, but like, I'm good on it right now as far as like taking down the flip. And because especially here in Nashville, the price point just, bro, we selling the house for $500,000 and up. That's like $4,500 mortgage. Like, if I was to pay $4,500, I didn't be making, like, I still don't pay that to live. You know what I mean? So I know a lot of these other people can't really afford that. So when I think of that as an investor, I'm like, and I'm not, they got people out here that love flipping. Y'all love flipping too, but just with my preference, I'm like, and I love having that preference, being able to control the contract, do what I want with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, even if I can make more money, I'd rather get this thing going 30 days, move on to the next. I find a good land play. Let me take that down and wait 12 months to get my money, because what is taking like 120 days plus to get your money back right now in the flip?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, at least.
To 180.
100%.
Yeah.
120 to 180.
For 180.
Yeah. Nah, that's smart. You definitely should plan for every bit of 180, because you get a few people go into contract, waste your time for 3 weeks, then fall out. Then you got to find another buyer. You know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, that's what we're seeing too. I mean, we've got one deal specifically where we're going to flip it, but now it's turning into we're just going to list it. We're going to novate it. So it's just finding those deals that we have like a 3x rule, right? Like if we're going to make 3 times the assignment fee on a flip, then we're going to flip it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, I mean,
do y'all hold anything?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
I mean, I'll absolutely consider it. But we just haven't done it yet.
For us, it's really a tax thing. It's like I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm speaking for all 3 of us, but we're not really going to be proactive on the rental game because we're trying to build a cash printing machine based on wholesaling and flipping, and we'll start buying rentals when we need to for tax reasons. Like that's I don't want to buy an asset and put all this money into it and make $200 a month, $400 a month.
Yeah,
like that's not what I want to do.
No, that makes sense, bro.
Yeah,
that makes sense. You know. Oh, I know though. Sometimes though, if you got all that equity, you buy it. Take that HELOC against it, and then you're not paying that tax money, you know what I'm saying? And you have, appreciating the asset in your portfolio. That's what me and Felipe was talking.
I would say, if you do the Felipe special, you're going to cash flow $2,000 a month.
Yeah, if you're doing that, I mean, that's a different story. If you're cash flowing $2,000 a month, then
So what's like y'all's main, like right now, I mean, y'all just smacked on a good wholesale. Y'all was about to, I mean, you could have flipped that one, but the wholesale money was pretty good. Did y'all clear 6 figures on that one, or was it like very, very, very right there?
Right there. It was like, it was so close.
I bet that's like y'all's most favorite deal you've done.
Oh, dude, if we
it was the most headaches for sure.
Oh yeah,
because I mean it was
the situation,
prison, estate, power of attorneys, like 3 different parties involved in the sale. Like,
you go work for it.
Oh yeah, we work.
One way or the other, you go work for it.
Yeah.
If there's a lot of numbers, a lot of zeros, it's not gonna get handed to you.
Yeah,
like you're gonna have to work for it.
Exactly. Even if you're not buying the property, you still. I've been there.
Yeah,
sending those affidavits to prison. And,
I mean, this was like a month over closing, like literally.
And we almost went to Texas.
Oh,
we almost hopped on a plane.
Y'all was gonna go there.
I mean,
y'all was gonna go there.
It was.
When you see that
they would have
check,
accepted y'all with open arms in Texas.
When you see that check just like arm reach away, like you'll fly ananywhere.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, how
because I done seen some 100K checks fall out like right there. I'm like,
yeah.
That's the other side of wholesaling. Is like, man, you'll have $100,000 deal and that one thing will just mess up the entire deal, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Those ones that close, man, they feel good.
Oh yeah.
They feel real good.
I think that's that's the thing to be said though, is like you gotta get really good at just getting hit, getting shit on for a little bit.
Yeah.
You gotta get really good at that because there's gonna be more of that than there is ups in most cases, I think. So if you can get really good at kind of like living in that, like Tim Grover talks about it. I heard him speak and he was like, you have to go to hell every single day. And he was like, if you go to hell every single day, you're going to get used to it and then you're going to work your way out.
Yeah.
But he's like, you have to be there every single day and experience that.
You battle tested.
Yeah.
Like it's the experience, it's the reps.
Yeah. How many times are you going to get punched in the face? You just keep going. Like Jeff and I were in the military. How many times you get knocked down and get back up? Just keep going.
That's what you got to do. I mean, the person that don't keep going, you get what you deserve, essentially. Like it's crazy that some people think that, you look at a successful person and think, well, they just better than me or they just was blessed in a different way than me or it was just given. Nah, like real recognize real. We know what we going through, as business owners in this game. So like when you see somebody that has managed to get through all that and still, be successful and just keep scaling to the next level is like, damn, bro, like, we know, you know what I'm saying?
Respect.
We know, it's respect, Yeah. So, like, what is y'all's main focus right now as far as, like, just real estate game right now? What's y'all's main, like, is it deal sourcing? Is it sales? Is it, I know y'all got an event coming up. Like, what is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's really...
You said that's true.
That's true.
Right now, I would say the event is taking some big precedence over it. Like we really want to turn it into something that's just a massive value add. Because the event is going to be on par with like WealthCon or these things in Vegas that you're spending $2,500 a person to go to. We're charging $100.
Yeah,
like we've got a lineup that half of them are going to be speaking at Ryan's event at WealthCon. So it's like, we're trying to add as much value as possible to everybody in Nashville and surrounding areas. And I mean, we're going to come out of pocket for it. We're going to pay for the event, but it's worth it to us to add value. And I mean, the law of reciprocity.
To put all those people under the roof. I mean, I seen the lineup. I mean, y'all got some people doing $1 million months in wholesaling. So it'll always come back. You know what I mean? You get to network with those people. I never actually did y'all go on Broadway yet since y'all been here.
Oh yeah,
Have you?
Broadway? Oh yeah.
Bro, I lived it on the Mummery for like a few years.
You still live there?
Nah.
Oh,
I moved. I had
yeah.
bro, the fire, bro.
The fire trucks just
Bro,
constantly
lights
going
go through
down.
my building like all night. It was a point where I loved it. It was a point where I liked it. Like I coming from, a country town, moving to floor to ceiling windows, skyscrapers, hearing the fire alarm. That was like my taste of New York.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I used to wake up, just go on my balcony
That's
and be
your
like,
alarm.
I can do anything.
Yeah.
Fire
I'm
alarm's
about
your
to
alarm,
take over
dude.
Nashville. Like I'm up at it, just so it was a frequent, it still is though. It's a frequency boost just to see so much movement and so much stuff going on, you know what I mean? So like, it's not for everybody. It's not, but
Yeah.
man, Broadway, I bet that was an experience, y'all first time going on out there. Huh?
I spent a lot of time on Broadway when I was in the Army.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you knew.
Oh.
So you was telling, that was probably one of the pitches to Chris, like, hey, Chris, we gonna make some money out there, but we gonna have fun too. Like, you gonna mess with some Broadway girls.
It was that or stay away from Broadway.
Shout out to Morgan Whalen. Shout out to Morgan Whalen, bro. But, yeah, man, I feel like everybody in Nashville has had experience on Broadway.
Good or
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, good or bad. Good, bad,
Yeah.
great, everything. I don't know if y'all know one of my boys, Cowboy Kel Siraj.
No, I don't
He
think
real
so.
big on Instagram. Like, he make the funny videos, dancing and doing all that
Okay.
stuff. But every time he come out here, he was just out here this weekend. I'm like, bro, you got to get away from Broadway. Like, I need to break you to like one of the like rooftops or something like that. He's like, nah, I got to go. Broadway, that's my favorite spot in Nashville. Every time I'm out here, So,
Go hang out with those bachelorette parties.
Yeah,
That's what he's doing.
I remember my first time down there. All of a sudden I'm like, hey, they're like they closed the streets down. What's going on? I'm like, dude, it was like every night. I'm like, what?
Yeah, they got, because you got the hockey games, you got Broadway itself, you got the 1230 Club they put on there that's popping. There's always an event going on.
Yeah.
They be having the damn NASCAR, the F1
Oh my
in the
God.
middle of the city.
Yeah.
Nashville's like, oh, we gonna be the first to do that. Let's run and do it. We did it before Vegas, So, man, there's a lot. Bro, I've been here for 5 years, and like the amount of stuff that had happened in this city since 2018, I'm just like,
And how much
I'm in the
growth.
right place.
I mean, the amount of cranes that are here, like even since I was here, I probably got to the Nashville area. I think it was 2019.
Yeah.
And dude, I mean, it's totally different now than 2019. Like totally different. The
Yeah.
skyline is like
Crane
changed.
City.
Yeah, 100%.
It's true.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
If you go over there by Peabody, like, bruh, they building it. East Bank,
Yeah.
$4 billion stadium. Like, it again, we're talking about all this stuff because at the end of the day, if you want to get into real estate, you got to be able to look at a market microeconomically and macro. You know what I'm saying? When I say macro, talking about the $4 billion stadium they putting on the East Bank, or Oracle, come and set shop up here, because at the end of the day, when new businesses, when new large developments come in your backyard, what does it do? It provides job. What does job do, especially in a time right now where it's hard for people to get one? More people are moving here. More people moving here means they need somewhere to stay. So we gonna make money, So at the end of the day, whenever you're looking at a market to get into, or you looking at, a certain part of town, look at the macroeconomics. Look at what the city initiatives are. What's the 10-year plan? What's the 25-year plan? Because follow the money. Like, look at where they're investing. Look at where they're driving growth in the city, and your investments would be fine. So, man, bro, we talked about a lot, man. It's been a fire episode so far.
Fun.
But while we wrapping up, as we get into the wrap up, like, do y'all read books? Like, what is something like for somebody that's watching this and is like, man, I want to be like the Wild West boys. I want to get into real estate, straight out the Army, or I want to take my boys that I grew up with and, start a company. Because you hear people say you can't do business with your friends and this and that, and y'all sitting here doing it.
We're doing it.
Y'all live together, got your office together.
Yeah.
Like, what advice y'all got for people that's watching this? All of y'all, one by one. Derek, we're going to start with you first.
Yes.
Advice, dude. It sounds pretty cliche, but just do it.
Just do
Like
it.
it's
I
simple.
like
It's that
that.
simple.
You from Oregon?
Yeah, Nike,
from
dude. Just do it,
Oregon.
man.
Just do it, like, straight
I
up.
forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
No, I
Shout
think
out
it's
to
literally
Nike.
that simple though.
Yeah.
It's just if you don't know what you're doing, just find someone who is. Literally Facebook or I mean, he found someone. We got into a meetup. First person we met was Sumant.
Okay.
We met Sumant, and we just that's
Sumant,
how we met.
cool people.
Yeah, that's how we met everyone else. By just meeting one person. So it's just getting out of your comfort zone, networking, and just doing it. Yeah,
I love that. Nah, like, bro, that's what I be telling people.
Yeah.
Like when they like, how, dude, just go get in the right rooms. Like if you hang around 5 people that's lazy, not doing anything, you're not gonna do anything. But if you hang around us, you gonna hear what we talk about. You know what I'm saying? We're not sitting there talking about bullshit all day.
Sure.
Like we're gonna talk about deals. We're gonna talk about what we're doing in our company. We're gonna talk about this SMS play I'm about to put y'all on. But you ain't gonna get that unless you're in the room with the right people, you know?
Yeah. So, it's not gonna be easy either. I mean, we have our we were talking about it right before the podcast, like we're still having those ups and downs, a lot of downs, a little bit of up. We're just slowly going up, right? It's not gonna be easy, but you just do it, man. You'll get there.
One of my mentors said this, and I loved it. Like, and you just kind of gave me a visual representation of it. Entrepreneurship, life as a whole, is about higher highs and higher lows. Keyword lows.
Yeah.
People look at Elon Musk, they look at Donald Trump, they look at Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson. They look at all these people that are so successful, and they don't realize that they got lows too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this
Big
man,
ones.
Donald Trump, like I done seen him take some L's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was in prison for a day or something.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Elon Musk, he lost the most money that you could lose in a day. You know what I mean? But hey, he's still a billionaire. It's like that. You want to cry in a Honda, you want to cry in a Rolls Royce. You know what I'm saying? So it's like life still go life. No matter if you rich, no matter if you poor. But shit, Grant Cardone said it one time. He said, they say money can't buy happiness. He said, poverty can't buy nothing. So what you gonna do?
Dude, I love that.
What you gonna do?
Excellent.
I mean, the guy you were talking about, he was in prison, and look at him now. Now he's worth like 40 billion or something.
Exactly,
40 million.
Exactly.
Like, dude.
40 billion, man.
Yeah, 40
I knew
billion.
a 40 billion that dude.
We would not be here right now.
Yeah, we're probably shooting in Dubai on the top of the skyscraper or something like that. Yeah,
That should be
so
a goal. That
It
should be a
should
goal
be,
for
huh?
all of us. Yeah.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
Jeff, what you got?
Dude, I would say, so the mind is like very deceptive, 100%. So you got to work, and you got to work with speed. And what I mean by that is, like, when you have an idea that you know is a good idea, don't sit on it. Like, take action and do it, because the more you sit on it, the more your mind is going to paint that picture of why it's a bad idea.
Yes.
You're going to tell yourself all these reasons why it's a bad idea, when the truth is it's actually a good idea if you just go with it, and all the other problems are either going to fizzle out or you're going to solve them along the way.
Yeah.
So just act with speed.
Success
100%.
loves
It's
speed,
kind of like
bro.
what Derek said, but you have to literally just take the action and act with speed. Don't sit on it.
Alex Mozzie, like, he's like, bro, cut the time down from, because, you know, people think just because they open their eyes at 6 a.m., I get up at 6. Like, no, if you lay in the bed till 10, you wasted 4 hours. I'm going to beat you.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what it is. We're not in competition, but I know I'm going to beat you. You know what I'm saying? If we ever are. You feel me? So it's like, at the end of the day, I seen Alex Hamazi talking about this, like, cut the time down from you waking up or from you making a decision that you're going to do something and actually doing it, because success loves speed. I tell my acquisition team, my sales team, time kills deals. If you put more time in between that next follow-up call, someone else is going to get it, or that seller is going to say, you know what, I don't know if I'm ready for this right now. So at the end of the day, the best time, like Ed Milet was talking about, is now.
Yep.
It's always right now. It's never going to be a perfect alignment of everything. Like, just think of this. How often does what's the little solar system alignment thing? How often does that happen? Like,
Like solar eclipse.
yeah. How many years it takes for that to be perfectly aligned? You know what I'm saying? So that should let you know right there. Like, look at nature things. How long does it take for all the planets and the moon to align? They say that happens once every what? Thousands of years. You know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing with you. How long is it going to take for you to feel perfectly aligned and perfectly ready to make that next move?
Yeah,
for sure.
You're going to be dead by the time you know what I'm saying? You're going to be dead and gone. So what about you, Chris?
I think what I would go with, this is probably advice I would love to get, and I have to remind myself this every day, is it's momentum. If you have an idea, let's do it like this. Everything new that we do, say like if you go to a meetup, you go to a meetup for the first time, you're going to want to stand in the corner.
Yeah.
Right? Like you don't know what you're going to be asked. You don't really know necessarily what to even say. If you go to one of those, you kind of figure out what's going on. The next time a meetup is scheduled and you're going to go, you definitely feel better about going.
Yes.
As is human nature.
You just keep doing it.
Yeah. So in the same way, if you have an idea like, hey, I like the idea of maybe a HELOC, a cash out refinance. How do I learn more about that or figure that out? I could get on YouTube. I could go to a bank and I could ask the banker to explain it. If you just do anything and then you experience that, hey, I did something, all of a sudden the next step doesn't seem as hard.
Yeah.
You're like, I had something on my to-do list to learn or achieve, and I did it. So now it's next. And now all of a sudden calling a realtor to say, hey, I want to flip a house. No, I haven't flipped a house yet, but I want to flip one. Can you tell me about deals? You make one phone call, and I guarantee all the phone calls after that just got probably 10x easier.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you're going to actually start feeling like you're a real estate investor because you're just doing those small things.
You get that confidence.
You do. And all of a sudden, it's
small
just,
wins.
yeah.
You got to give yourself, like, that's what people always shooting for the, you know, it happens. And I like that you said this is something that I got to tell myself constantly, you know, because we're not talking about, you know, when you hear us talk about these things, it's not that we're perfect and we're 100% feeling great and just doing it every time. But at the end of the day, it's about bringing yourself back to that alignment, you know. And if you're constantly telling yourself momentum, if I'm constantly saying win the day, you know, people see me post that every single day. And sometimes people ask me about it. I'm like, bro, I'm talking, I'll put that on there for y'all to see it, but I'm talking to myself.
It's for myself, yeah.
Like one thing to win this day. I might not got a check today. You know what I'm saying? Everything might have didn't go perfect, but did I win the day? Did I go work out?
Yeah.
Did I show up? Did I learn something new, whether it feels through a lesson or through, you know, a new experience or winning, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I think that's very powerful because from deal 0 to deal 1, your buy-in level is like 20%. Once you close that first deal, y'all was ready to get to the next one, move to Nashville. Y'all are 100% bought into this because your confidence, your belief system, all of that change.
Yep.
That's so important in everything. Entrepreneurship, life, relationships, just anything, you know? So I think that's like a very, very, very important nugget that people need to pick up on, y'all. Momentum, very, very, very important in your life.
100%.
Bro, I appreciate y'all, bro.
Man.
I appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, right back at
Thanks
you,
for
man.
having
Yeah,
us.
thanks for having us,
It's a
man.
good episode, dog. It was like the first one that we had like multiple guests come. Well, we had some where we had 2. I think Nathan, the Geist brothers, they came.
They're crushing it, those two.
Yeah.
Nah, they are, bro.
Yeah.
They are, bro. That's some dudes that like they got in, they got the game, and they like let's go. Like, let's run. You feel me? And like they worked through like certain mistakes and issues. You know, they at a point where they couldn't get any deals under contract. They wasn't making offers. I'm like, how many offers you made in the last month? 1. Oh, that's your problem.
Yeah.
Make 5 a day. Don't get scared to get told no. You know? So keep putting those shots up. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So, man, I know I said it twice. I know I said it 3 times. I appreciate y'all again. This was a good, very good, insightful episode. We gonna let our viewers know to be on the lookout for that event, December 9th that y'all got coming up. I'll probably get with y'all after this to see, you know, we'll probably drop some in the bio phone.
Sure.
Where can people find y'all before I let y'all go?
Yeah, Instagram is probably the best spot, and it's just at the Wild West Boys. And that link for the event is in our bio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
100%.
And the Wild West Show, our podcast as well.
Yep.
Nice. Oh, we got to.
We'll run it back.
We need y'all to interview, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Your boy.
100%.
We're running back.
100%.
Try to pull up to the Wild West crib. Let's go. Get some of that Oregon energy, that mobile home. We got some out here. I done came across some I ain't know what to do with. So, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. That wraps up another great episode of the Triple M Show. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this with a friend, and tell your friend share it with a friend. We got to hit this algorithm, bro. People got to tune into this, man. Like, we literally dropping millions of dollars worth of game that we paid for. You know, I don't know about y'all, but I dropped like $100,000 plus worth of, you know, money on mentorship and education, you know? So we putting it out there for y'all for free. So all you need to do is spend your time and lock in and focus and take action. Just do it. Get the momentum. Believe in yourself, and the path illuminates as you walk it. We out.